ready for the week. On Sunday night, we've done food prep, and Sunday morning I sing, which is a great musical instrument that everybody has. And Sunday evening I realize, ooh, I have reads to look at and music to learn, and I've got to keep that part going, so I get after it on Sunday night. Some Sunday mornings I play bassoon, and then I could do something else on Sunday night. So here we are adjusting a wire on a reed, and reeds are temperamental, similar to voices with health. Reeds get affected a lot by weather and temperature changes. So now I'm tightening the wires. Good. Now we're going to be very scientific about it. Take some measurements with the dial indicator. You can get sounds out of the bassoon with a bad reed, but it's not a great musical situation because you can end up kind of hurting your face by having reeds that are really hard to play. And if they're too easy to play, they might give you a thinner sound or just a lack of ability to project. Hi everybody, look what we've got going here. You can see this beautiful reed. Does everybody know what a bassoon is? It's if you see my little YouTube picture, that's that instrument, and this is what has to go on the end of it. If the reed doesn't go on the end, the thing makes no sound. There was one very sad day I went out to do some busking because in Chattanooga here they used to have a program where musicians could get outside, play their instruments, and people could just walk by and give tips. And I forgot this part. It was horrible. And I was getting paid also by the city to just stand out there, and I could not make a single noise on my instrument. So I sang a little bit, and then I was like, I don't like this. Then I thought, well, I will see if I can make a reed out of a plastic straw. Like somehow I had all my tools, and I didn't have this reed that is made out of a special type of cane you can only grow in southern France. I left the whole box of them at home. So then I tried to make a reed out of a straw, and it made, you know, that kind of squawky sound that you can make with a straw if you pinch down the ends of it. And then I tried to attach it to the bassoon, and it just didn't work at all. There are plastic reeds being made. You cannot just like make one in 10 minutes from a straw. But my kind husband, the hero that he is, tracked me on his GPS, and he brought the box of reeds and saved the day. And then we had some wonderful French fries. The end. Oh, love you too, Alejandra. So musicians all have to have their little amount of gear and at least some amount of practicing. I did a video this week where, well, it's going to premiere soon. And hey, so on this video, you'll see like all the stuff that's really important to keep Nicole Duran music going. Some of which is just getting out of bed in the morning. But by the end of the day, you think, oh, what did I have to sleep so long for? All right, we're about to, thank you. That is the squawky sound. I mean, but it doesn't sound as bad as a plastic straw. Oh, you know what I'm doing? I actually have, if you look, there's a Buy Me a Coffee in my About page on YouTube. But I have this other fundraiser I'm doing. I have a compassion child in Kenya, and I'm trying to get people to buy this sheet music that I wrote. I wrote out, it's like $10. You get to download from Ko-fi version of the Sermon on the Mount. Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. So I wrote out all the notes to that, and I'm going to try to donate like 20% of the price of it to help his little farm grow in Kenya. So I thought that was neat for me to grow my little artistry things here, and he's got an agri-vet business. So that's what I'm doing on my Ko-fi page. And then I think I have a Buy Me a Coffee page, and probably on Ko-fi you could also give tips too. But once I get 1,000 subscribers, I think you can give tips directly in YouTube. At least that is what my daughter is saying. She's kind of the expert on YouTube around here. We're figuring it out together. It's quite a massive thing. And just when you think you understand, just when you think you understand Google or YouTube, then they like change things on you, or Apple, right? Updating. But I'm gonna let you hear the sound of this reed on an actual instrument now. Here she is. That's horrible. I didn't work all that time for that sound. All right, we're gonna see if it's too dry on the back. Okay, we're getting there. That is close to what a bassoon is supposed to sound like. It's, you should say that's like 70% of what a bassoon is supposed to sound like. Now the problem is, back here, this is all too thick. But you can see in the light, the tip part is a lot lighter there. And that's why it's making any sound at all. And the fact that it's wet. It had to be, you know, you have to always convince plants to do what you want them to do, whether you're making a wood carving or making a reed or a piece of furniture. The plants want to do their own things. And they want water, they want space, sometimes they want fertilizer, sometimes they want to suck away at your sewage pipes. They're quite lovely things. Hey. Do any of you guys like plants out there? I wonder if you can type in a plant emoji. They have a little seedling emoji. Where I live, it's just about to get into big gardening season. And I have dreams of planting, maybe planting rose bushes. I don't know. A lot of times people get roses after they perform. Oh, there's my plant lover. Then I got this idea, what if I grow corn or like oats? I wonder if you make oatmeal out of oats. What we do have growing right now is a tiny little broccoli plant that looks almost just like that thing Sam's Pam 77 put in. It, maybe next week's live, I'll show you how big it got. I mean, it looks literally the size of that thing. Maybe a little bit bigger. We let it stay out. It's kind of like having a toddler. We let the little broccoli sprout stay out last night because it wasn't too cold. And there was a big rainstorm. But, I mean, they're meant to be outside. Which may be the reason this reed doesn't want to behave is because it still remembers growing in France. So Duran Music Studio always has an element of love for the creation God has made and nature and birds and plants. They do not always do exactly what we want to do. The weather is not always favorable for outdoor events. And now I'm realizing I have asked an oboe player who does a different version of this kind of reed making to record something with me at about this hour 2 weeks from now. And can you guys, will somebody comment the bird emoji if you hear a bird in the background? I hear a bird. So perhaps I need to put a bird feeder like just far enough away from the house so that if I record music, I'm not going to hear a bird. I mean, it's kind of cute if you're playing outside, but if you're playing inside, it seems strange. And this also reminds me we have a cuckoo clock in the house. Maybe the bird is trying to communicate with the cuckoo clock. So this cuckoo clock really should be going off every hour. And it is the cutest thing. But the rest of the family gets annoyed with it, and I think they shut it down. It's kind of solar powered. If anyone in my family is watching this live, they ought to tell me what happened to my cuckoo clock. All right, let's see if we can get up to 75% of the sound of a good reed and have it like feel like it's a good reed. Like I could play soft, I can play loud. getting there. Still something is needed. I got to go to a piano recital yesterday. And I think it was the Tempest, which means storm, piano sonata by Beethoven. And they have a theme at the end. It's like da dum do 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 da dun 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 dun. And I thought, it reminds me those two repeated notes of that concerto that I just played. But Mozart's sounds really happy and almost operatic, and Beethoven's sonata is like a storm. So I don't think I can play my Mozart in the Beethoven style. I think I need to, I mean, I was thinking about Beethoven when I just played that Mozart, but Mozart can be very beautiful. But it just doesn't seem like he could ever sound as angry as Beethoven does. I think Mozart's excellence is like beauty and elegance. And just, he was just such a naturally gifted musician. Kind of these birds are reminding me of him. Can you hear the sound of this? I may get a microphone. Okay, so what now I'm sensing now is that this half feels thinner than that half. Well, it's a natural thing. It's a piece of cane, and sometimes you can use your senses to figure things out. That is a gift from the Lord that we have senses, and sometimes you have to go with the numbers or go with somebody else's opinion. All right, so we see it's 80 in the middle of the front and 70 in the middle of the back. All right, so the front is going to get just a little bit more filing down. And then we'll try it again. Maybe I'm going to try a different tool this time. We have this. I just find it's so interesting how different it is to sing than to play the bassoon. But even with singing, you must, if you want to be a good singer, you've got to sing a lot. Like, you can't just sing a song and then go 3 days without singing and sound as good as you want to sound. Like, you kind of have to exercise your voice too. Somebody's going to pop on here in a minute that likes to sing, I know. The neat thing about singing is it generally always makes you happy. And even if you're not the best singer, you can match up with others and long will it take for this read to really do something? I feel like by the end of the week, either this is going to be a great read, or I'm going to throw it out. Is there anything else you can think of in life that takes a week to be good, or it's got to go in the garbage? I don't have all the time in the world for this thing, but I feel it has definite potential. I used a new glue gun. Blah. That, what you call that sound is a crow. Okay. All right, we're gonna go after it with the file again. I cannot get too aggressive with this thing. If I get too aggressive, I'm probably gonna kill it. And this part doesn't. Okay, all we're gonna do is go for the very tip now, because the point of this live was to get ready for the week, and some things I've already done is like a little bit of food prep, saw what vegetables and fruits are staying bad, saw that everything was disorganized in the refrigerator, including broth being in there that wasn't even opened yet. Because some people maybe are getting sick and are going to want chicken soup. But once you refrigerate something that's not supposed to be refrigerated, you feel like, well, it would be weird to take the chicken broth from the refrigerator and put it in the pantry, even though it's not open. I mean, I guess you could. But I just organized it. So we organized all the food. We worshiped today. We looked at a beautiful place called the Barn Nursery and saw all their plants. They had an award-winning restroom for a garden center, and it really was just a beautiful, cute place. Very artsy. Maybe they should even have a cafe there or something. People who play bassoon really like music, and they really like unusual colors, like sound colors. I don't necessarily like unusual colors. Like, I like olive green. I like red, blue. I like colorful stuff. Like lots of different colors. All right, let's put the water on the back of this thing. Ooh. I'm so happy. Okay, this read actually plays a little bit. I'm premiering this video. It's only 6 minutes long, but it's really a cute one that my daughter helped me with. So I'm going to go and watch that. So I invite you to subscribe and watch it with me. And I hope you like it and that God blesses you and you have a good week. All right. Thanks for checking in.